is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Monday, September 16th. I'm here with Brandon, Erica, Stephanie. I'm Jeff. I do want to welcome Stephanie Jones to the panel.
Officially. I've only been hanging out here, for a year, giving you all the What Up Wednesdays and Fashion Fix Fridays, but now the rabbit is out the cage and firmly at the table.
Do you want to explain a little bit more on what that means?
I'll let the viewers work that out over the course of time.
Welcome, Stephanie Jones.
All right, well, she fits right in. A ball of confusion we are.
We're going to jump right in. By the way, I do have to say it is a little weird on this side.
It's weird over here.
Yeah, so Jeff, normally, where are you normally?
I'm over there.
You're over there.
Yeah.
You're over there. You're in the middle, and I'm down there somewhere.
Best part about it,
It's
though,
like-
I'm still next to Erica Cobb.
Oh, that couldn't change, man. That couldn't change. We need those looks between you guys. I feel like I'm pitching lefty over here.
There we go.
We're going to get right into this, guys. Shane Gillis, one of the new cast members on SNL, has been fired before the new season even started. Gillis was criticized after a video of him using racist language against the Chinese community came out. An SNL spokesman called his words offensive, hurtful, and unacceptable. But Shane took a parting shot, tweeting, "I was always a mad TV guy anyway." So I'm going to bring this question up. Should Shane have been fired for these comments?
I think what was the most telling was Shane's apology, which was the most non-apology apology. He basically said, "I apologize to anyone who I actually offended," meaning that he believed that what he said wasn't offensive. And when you're saying something that's disparaging against a ethnic group, against a gender, and you aren't a part of that community, I think it's really important to at least take some ownership over the idea that what you said was inappropriate and just apologize.
Right.
But he chose not to do that. So I think that that's more telling than anything.
Because, Erica, and I'm not defending this guy, I think he's fighting the PC police, because you have to think about it. This is SNL. This is the top comedians in the world. You don't just get SNL through a casting call. He's had this type of rhetoric, or he's had this type of comedy for quite some time now as he rose through the ranks, and I believe it was Philly that people were talking about. So for you to get your dream job, and then a couple days later, a week later, they fire you because of the reason why they hired you, then I would part shots. I would part with shots just like that as well. And like the people he's saying that he actually offended, he's meaning like the people that are of those ethnic groups and that he offended, not the people who are going to play like they're offended just to save face and to make it look like they're firing him.
Isn't it kind of the same thing? Because although you have to be an established or a great comedian to get to SNL, you aren't anybody until you get to SNL.
That's
SNL
true.
launches your career in a real way that can give you some longevity. He hadn't earned that right. No one knows who he is, and that's the first thing that he leads with.
But that's
something racist.
his real. Like, you got to know who this. For me to get this job, it's like a DBL. You have to go through the ranks to get this job. This isn't any one of our first gigs or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So the people who vet us and whose job it is to vet us, that's on them.
I get what you're saying. But this was only 11 months ago. But he's, what, I don't know for sure, might be 31. He's got to be doing comedy for, what, 10, 12, 15 years? That's a lot of material out there that you have to sift through. I don't think Lorne Michaels knew about it. Now that he does, I think he can't do anything but let him go, because otherwise it's going to be his problem now. So I think in today's society where we're at, he had to do what he had to do, Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
I think they could have spun it differently, having that first Asian American on the show. So I think they could have spun it differently, but had he apologized differently, could have been a different story. But I hope he doesn't take this and use it for his stand-up. I hope he learns from this and then moves forward with his career.
Be the next Larry the Cable Guy.
We'll see. All right, guys. Fuller House star Lori Loughlin is having second thoughts. Sources close to the actress tell People magazine she regrets not taking a plea deal now when she had the chance, and now she faces serious time in the college admission scandal. Meantime, cameras caught up with Felicity Huffman for the first time since Friday. So is Felicity's light prison sentence putting things into perspective for Lori Loughlin? Again, this is all hearsay. I wonder how much of this is true. Sources close to Lori, we don't know if this is true.
I don't think saying the light sentencing that she's got. I think she thinks, oh my gosh, she's got a prison sentence, even if it is only 2 weeks. What am I going to do now? I think she's literally sat at home, crawling the walls, thinking, help. Because she's literally, in my opinion, only my opinion, she's lied throughout this entire process. I love how Felicity's dealt with this. I love her honesty. I love how she said, you know what, hands up. I was wrong. I'm willing to accept any punishment. Whereas Lori's walking around, you know, taking selfies with the fans, signing autographs, claiming that her doctored, that's my view, images were, you know, real of her daughters on a rowing team. No, she deserves all of this, and that's why she's so worried now, because she's thinking, I'm not going to get away with it.
Stephanie, you know what she did when she saw that 2-week prison sentence?
She thought would put another zero on it, and that's what I'm getting.
She got on the phone, said, hey, sell the summer house, give the lawyers whatever they need, because Aunt Becky ain't going to jail, not for no 2 weeks. That's exactly what she's doing. She's not scared of. She's not scared of 2-week prison sentence.
Yeah,
that means she's going to get off. Exactly.
I think she'll get, you know, a considerable amount of time in prison.
Oh no.
I hope.
I do think she's going to get some prison time. I don't know how much prison time it's going to be, but I think that this is such a great learning lesson for people, especially if you're a person who needs to touch every stove to figure out that it's hot. Because you had someone who had the option of just fessing up to what she knew she had done wrong in the beginning, but she didn't, and the other person did. And now she has the mail fraud charges, which really is her worst nightmare, because that's like 40 years. And on top of it, everyone keeps talking about how much money they have. That money isn't necessarily guaranteed, and it's not necessarily liquid. Something like this can ruin an entire legacy, and it's all over a lie and the inability to actually take ownership. And I think it's a great lesson for all of us.
We'll see what happens. If it's up to me, I think Felicity Huffman needs to go to jail today, because cameras are going to be following her around until she does that prison time. She's got to put it behind her. All right, guys, a woman involved in Kevin Hart's old sex tape is suing him right now. Let's get up to Raquel Villanueva. She has news at the moment.
That's right, Jeff. Just as he's recovering from a serious car crash, Kevin Hart is being sued for $60 million. He made headlines in 2017 for a sex tape in a Vegas hotel room, and one of Kevin's friends was later charged with extortion for allegedly trying to get money to keep the tape under wraps. But Montia Sabaj, who was in the tape, accuses Kevin of working with this same friend secretly to make the tape. All of this to get more publicity for his upcoming tour. She's suing him for emotional distress and invasion of privacy. Kevin has not commented on the lawsuit, but has said in the past he was a victim too and apologized for cheating on his wife.
Thank you so much, Raquel. Now, we have differing views on this. I think he is a victim in this. I don't think he knew anything, just because why would you put a sex tape out there about cheating on your wife? You know, I just don't see it.
Just to solidize the proof that he's done it a million times, but...
Right. It wasn't... Allegedly,
right.
It wasn't the first time that this has happened. So it's kind of like when you get pulled over for a DUI. It's likely the 1,000th time that it's happened. You just got caught. Here's the thing. I think that she is going to see some money, because she was basically she was implicated as if she was a part of it in the beginning. And this is a woman who claims that she did not know that Kevin was married. Were they married or were they engaged at the time?
I think they were engaged.
Yeah, so she said that she didn't know. She was also exposed in more ways than one. You have to remember that video showed her from the waist down, disrobed, and there was an act happening. So she was also accused, and I think that she is going to see some money, because this is a part of a whole scheme that she had nothing to do with it, but she was also blamed.
But what if he had nothing to do with it?
And here's the thing. I agree with Erica. I agree with you. Look at the guy, his friend. He's getting hit with extortion charges.
Right.
He wants to see some money, obviously. So he probably, allegedly, this is me, went to her camp and said, hey, me and Kevin were in on this together.
No.
She can't see any of that money?
No, because she's suing Kevin, him, Jonathan Jackson, and the Cosmo Hotel.
Ooh. But throw mine out there.
I still think he's a victim. Though. I don't think he did know about it. That's just my opinion. Because why would you put that out there? That's not going to help your career. He's already a superstar, and then you're going to ruin it.
Any press is good press.
He's doing Jumanji. He's doing Jumanji. He's doing kid movies.
Let's just be real. His career has continued to soar, and he's gone on to do, like you said, now even Jumanji. What's happened to this girl who's a young actress who's trying to make her way in this industry? She's forever going to be known as this girl, and for this reason.
If she gets paid, she don't have to worry about acting a day in her life.
Oh yeah, because we all want that, don't we? You know, she, of course.
What else do we do it for? For quality of life.
Wait a minute.
For
Are you saying that she's doing it for the money?
No, I'm saying that if she makes the money, because remember, she's the victim here. I'm siding with her, the victim. If she gets money out of this, she doesn't have to act anymore. Who cares?
Yeah, but it was her dream.
She's an actress.
It was her dream to act. Like
and now,
money,
it's not going to happen, is it?
Easy come, easy go with the money. But when you're talking about building your legacy and actually having something that you can be proud of when you lay your head down at night, I'm going to go for the working career,
if
not just
she
the
gets
cash.
10 mil out of this, that's 10 million more, or let's say 9.5 million more than what she would probably make as an actress.
You don't know that.
We can't all be
All
Kardashians,
right,
darling.
let's
It doesn't
agree
work
to
like
disagree. How about that? DBL is live, and coming up, our own Tori Showman goes one-on-one with actress Alison Brie from Glow. From wrestling stunts to 1980s fashion, we're getting the behind-the-scenes scoop. And Faith Evans and Lil Kim are putting the past behind them and going on tour. We're sharing your DBL take on who you'd like to see join forces on tour. That's next.
All right, guys, Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news for you. But right now, it's time for Fast Blast, where I give you all the news you need to know in under 2 minutes. Let's get that timer up. Here we go. Right now, the White House is responding to President Trump's claim that the U.S. is locked and loaded after an attack on Saudi Arabian oil facilities. Now, the attack knocked out half of the country's oil capacity. The White House says when President Trump said we're locked and loaded, he wasn't necessarily referring to military action. Now, Yemen's Houthi rebels say they're responsible for the attack, but U.S. officials say it was most likely Iran or Iraq. Now, DBL Nation, this is a developing story. I'll, of course, keep you updated. Right now, I'm tracking the latest on Hurricane Humberto as it moves in the Atlantic. The good news here, it's moving east into the Atlantic and away from land. Yay! Humberto skirted past the Bahamas on Saturday, where 17% of people there, they're still homeless because of Hurricane Dorian. In the meantime, I'm also watching a tropical disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico. I will, of course, let you know if that develops into anything. In today's weird news, a gold toilet worth millions of dollars was just stolen from a UK art exhibit. The toilet was created by an artist who titled it America. Get this, it's estimated to be worth over $5 million. The artist is sometimes known as a prankster in the art world, but he says it's definitely not a joke. So far, a 66-year-old man is behind bars for the theft, but still no sign of that golden toilet. Where's the toilet at? Where'd that golden toilet go? And a grandmother in Montana is now an honorary state trooper after she came up with a creative idea to stop speeders in her neighborhood. Patty Baumgartner was worried about people's safety, so she got out her hairdryer, vroom, and sat in a chair to trick drivers into slowing down. The troopers liked it so much, they made up a title for her and gave her a trooper's hat and badge. Way to go, Patty! DBL Nation, be sure to send me your DBL take on all of these stories, and I'll respond to you live in the next break. This has been Fast Blast. Bye.
Welcome back to DBL. Faith Evans and Lil Kim mesmerized fans when the two queens of hip-hop officially buried their longtime feud, announcing a joint tour. No dates have been set, but I can only assume there will be a party on the West Coast. So DBL Nation, it's time to hear from you. What double headliner tour would you like to see happen? There were some puns in there. I got the mesmerized one, but the party on the West Coast?
Yeah, they're New York.
Yeah,
East Coast.
I didn't get that one. All right, good job, Arash.
Well, Stephanie, not me, but I agree with you, Stephanie. Wow. Says that David Bowie and Queen, could you imagine hearing Under Pressure live, sang by both Freddie and Ziggy Stardust? If only. You know what, Stephanie? I agree with you. All hail that. But my answer was slightly not as cultured. I asked for Spice Girls, including Victoria Beckham previously, and of course, the one and only Britney Spears, Queens of Pop. I would jive out to you.
Jive out. And I didn't mean to throw Rash under the bus. I meant to throw Joel under the bus.
That's our producers.
Shannon says this might be an unpopular opinion, but I would love to see a Nicki Minaj and Cardi B co-headline. It'd be cool to see them squash the beef live on stage. Shannon, I'm going to say something not so popular. I know, it's shocking. I don't believe they really beef. I think that they are very, very smart businesswomen. They know what works. It's exactly what happened with 50 and the Kanye thing. The record sales were the most in like 7 years or something. Beef works. That being said, I would like my collab to be Destiny's Child and Lauryn Hill.
Oh,
that'd be a good one.
That'd be a good mix.
A lot of natural hair in that one. This next one is Stephanie's version of Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Sydney says a blend of old and new pop like Madonna and Lady Gaga would be life-changing, and you know they bring their A game when it came to the theatrics and costumes. I think that would be great. I think it would be empowering as well because, you know, the shots that they kind of took at each other a little bit, and Madonna kind of paved the way for an artist like Lady Gaga. But me, Brandon London, would like to see the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Kanye West go on tour together.
That'd be funny.
Positive emotions, it get weird. You know, it just seems like a good time. And Erica Cobb, you would be my RSVP +1. We're gonna start season 3 off with a bang.
I like it. I like it. All right. Dale says, what about a tour featuring all the gay icons, Cher, Bet, Madonna, Cindy? I think that would sell. I think that'd be a great concert. I think you should put it in the books because I don't think a lot of them are doing anything anyway. Well, that was a shot. All right. Anyways, I think my tour would be Prince and Bob Marley. How about that? I went back in the day.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes.
I'm really shocked. I can't believe you let Bieber down.
I
can't believe it.
I was going to have Bob Marley and Jason Mraz tour, and then Biebs was like my 4th pick. Listen, Biebs I love, but over Bob Marley and Prince, he's got a long way to go before he's those boys.
I thought he was your #1 golden boy.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, way to call him out, just like you called out Joel. Good job, Stephanie.
Joel, what's a West Coast party? That was a weird comment. All right, coming up on DBL, if you're not watching Glow on Netflix, star Alison Brie could change your mind. DBL co-host Tori Schulman goes one-on-one with her next.
Hey Beauty Blast, it's Jeray for the Slay, and today we're going to be talking about some of my favorite red light beauty tips. Now, these aren't tips you should be doing at the red light. These are tips that we should be doing when we only have a little bit of time, but we really want a beautiful look. Now, you can do this for every day too. I know I sure do, but I love these for when I'm in a quick fix as well. So my first one I want to share with you guys today is going to be eyeshadow sticks. These are a makeup artist's dream. Now, the reason why we have eyeshadow sticks is for quick fixes for eye makeup. Who doesn't want a really cute eye look and not have to spend 1,000 hours, 1,000 minutes, whatever it is? You just don't want to spend that much time, right? I know I don't. So for that reason, we bring out eyeshadow sticks. Now you can get eyeshadow sticks for as cheap as NYX Cosmetics, which isn't that cheap. It's actually a really great line, but it's very affordable. These guys range from between $6 to $8, and then you can even spend a little bit more for an eyeshadow stick like from NARS Cosmetics, and these guys are gonna have a primer built in, so there's no extra work. With these guys, it's pretty simple. You take off the lid, you roll it on up, and you smudge it on your eye. For a quick fix, just press out with your finger and you're good to go. Now, if you're really got maybe a little extra 30 seconds or so, take your bronzer and brush it straight through your crease. This will give you an instant daytime look that's gonna be sure to make everyone stare and say, oh, hey girl, what's that? All right, guys, that's all for today. Until next time, keep slaying, queens. Have a good one.
Welcome back to DBL. Break out the leg warmers and leotards. We're traveling back to the 1980s and entering the world of women's wrestling in the hit Netflix show Glow. Earlier, co-host Tori Shulman sat down with the super talented Alison Brie, who plays Ruth. Check it out in today's Chatting with the Stars. Alison Brie, my spirit animal, welcome to Daily Blast Live. I am so excited to talk to you about Glow.
Live from the Fantan Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Glow, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Because it's all about girl power, and I want people to know you do your own stunts mostly. So I want you to talk about that, and did any go seriously wrong?
Ooh, we've had a rolled ankle and we've had a concussion. I have not been injured, knock on wood. But yes, we do our own stunts on the show, and this is something from the very beginning when we were auditioning. It's been like a real steep learning curve, and everybody's been so game for all of it.
Okay, let's just call it out. It's 80s times 10. Do you have a favorite outfit or favorite piece of clothing that makes you feel like Ruth?
I think Ruth's jeans. Ruth has one pair of jeans in 3 seasons of the show. They're like a high-waisted jean.
Love them.
Marc Maron hates them.
I love Marc Maron.
Maybe that's why I love them so much.
Now, I read that the people behind Glow were not convinced that you were the right person to play Ruth. So what's up with that?
It's true.
That's crazy.
Ruth was written as a very unconventional woman. And I think that they had some preconceived notions about who I was. And I certainly fought for the role. I had to audition many times. I really showed them my soul. I bared it all. And I'm glad I did.
I'm glad you are. You had to fight for the right to glow. I'm very proud of you, Alison. Very good job. I want to ask about your little hubby, Dave Franco. You two worked together on an upcoming movie, and recently you mentioned it was hard not to call him honey on set. So what's it like working with him? Is it fun?
It is awesome.
Oh,
it is
that's
awesome,
good to
and it
hear.
is so fun. It's just like getting to be on set with my best friend, with my person every day. I definitely did not avoid calling him honey and babe. He gave me permission.
That's good. I appreciate that. I'm a stand-up comic and a comedy actress, or tried to be, and then I became a host. I just wanted to let people know, we always talk about it's not an overnight success for anything. We all work for that. How did you get to where you are?
Oh gosh, I mean, it's taken years and years and constant work, and it never ends.
Right,
I think is the message I want to tell people.
Right.
But you know, I've worked as a clown for kids' birthday parties. It's all about perseverance. It's a perseverance game, and you have to just keep going.
Keep going, keep glowing. I appreciate your time. Season 3 of Glow is on Netflix now. Thank you so much, Alison. Way to be a smart, funny woman in today's world.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Great job, Tor. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is...
Welcome back to DBL. That was a clip from the new movie Playing with Fire, starring John Cena. John Cena! Is that right? Okay. Well, the movie comes out this fall, but a nationwide contest for first responders to meet John Cena starts now. And we know we have a lot of DBL Nation viewers that are first responders. So I sat down with the WWE star to get the details, so take notes. That's in today's Chatting with the Stars. John Cena, welcome to Daily Blast Live. First off, congratulations on making your official Fast and Furious debut. But I must ask, the photo they put on Instagram, Vin Diesel is in front of you flexing. So do you think he's doing that on purpose to outshine your magnificent biceps?
I think you're trying to start a little bit of controversy where there is none.
Well, speaking of new movies, the Playing with Fire trailer finally dropped. It looks hilarious and adorable. So I want you to tell me about this contest you're doing for the movie, because a lot of first responders watch DBL, including Denver Fire and a bunch of others. So let us know about this.
Yes, so hilarious, adorable, all that stuff. Playing with Fire is a wonderful ride for the whole family. Kids will laugh, adults will laugh, and it is, the environment is created around these elite first responders called smoke jumpers.
What kind of firefighter are you?
The Playing with Fire hooked up with Good Housekeeping, and we've come up with this hometown heroes concept, where if you are a first responder, and that's fire, medical, police, whatever, or if you know a first responder, because a lot of times they're extremely brave, but also extremely humble.
Humble, yes.
Go to goodhousekeeping.com right now and tell their story or tell your story.
Amen. We bow down here to any first responder, and I'm so glad you're giving them the spotlight they so well deserve. Besides being a WWE star, you might be known for how nice you are. You've done more Make-A-Wishes than any other human being. Talk to me about that.
Thank you very much for bringing up the Make-A-Wish. It's something that provides me with constant joy and constant fulfillment. It's an indescribable feeling to see the happiness and the joy on the faces of the children and the families that I meet.
Wow.
So if you're out there and you're listening, take the extra step, take the extra second, and try to choose kindness.
Well, thank you. You are such a gentleman. What a pleasure. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks again.
Thanks. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. Before we go, we have to pay tribute to Ric Ocasek, the lead singer of the Cars. He died yesterday at the age of 75 from cardiovascular disease. The Cars are a hugely popular rock band from the late 70s and 80s, and here are some of their greatest hits. So very sad day. He's good, and you know, I always sound like a broken record, but I think it's amazing that you could put out your art and create something that's going to live on past you. So these are hits that are going to live forever. They should be proud of that. These artists all weekend long. We lost Eddie Money earlier last week. I listened to Eddie Money all weekend long.
Shows you'll never die. So there's in Mexico and Latino cultures, they say you die 3 times. So one is the day you actually die. One is the day people, you know, no longer remember what you look like, and the last one's the last time anyone ever says your name. And in these cases, he's never going to die. This is it forever. Wow. It's amazing.
That was
live on
deep,
forever.
Steph.
That was deep. The rabbit is out the hole.
That was deep for a Monday. Welcome to the panel.
Weight in lettuce.
Stephanie Jones. We'll see you guys tomorrow.